Let's dive in code and define a dictionary. D is equal to curly bracket. The brackets play a very important role. This is a method of defining an empty dictionary. So let's first check the code that we have written is defining a dictionary or not. Use the function type. Type will tell you whether this belongs to the class of dictionary or not. Check in the terminal. Yes, class dict. That means the type of D is class dict. Now the next is to create another dictionary that is with some content using the key value pair. Key value means here associated to a key there will be value will be defining. D2 is equal to curly bracket. Then here the items we will provide. Items here, the first item of this dictionary is 1:1. Means you have key as 1, and when you try to print 1, the value ONE1 in word will be printed. The second item is 2:2, 3 colon in quotes 3. This way we are actually defining a dictionary. 4. As you can see here, now this particular dictionary has 4 items, 1, 2, 3, 4. The number and the digit and the related value is the word. Print D2, this will show you how have you created it. See here, 1, 2, 3. So this is what is stored now in form of a dictionary. In a regular dictionary also, when you give a word, you get the meaning. So similarly, when you give 1, you are going to get ONE1 in word. When you give 3 digit, you will get THREE. So similarly, the concept actually of dictionary is something same. Okay. Now the next function is we are trying to define a dictionary here again using dict function. So this is also one way you can go. D is equal to dict with small bracket. Okay. Now here we are trying to store the values. D1 is ONE1. So this is another method I am telling you how you can define your dictionary and store the values and form a key value pair. So key D1 is ONE1, D2 is TW. The way we have declared above, similar thing will happen. Only difference is this way also you can go one after another, each element pairing it with key and value method also you can define. Now try to print D. Check in terminal, you will see your output. Here it is. The output is same. Okay, the next, how to access the values. Okay, so this was all about storing the values. Now how to display or how to access the value. So what you can do is, even you can mention a particular key, the value will be printed as it's it. So print D2. So D2 actually we try to print, okay, colon, comma, D2. Now you will see what is in D2. TWO2 is going to be on the screen or in the terminal as your output. See here, TWO. Okay. We try to print D2 and the value is coming on the output. So next is how to traverse, means each element if you want to touch in the dictionary, you can use your loops for that. For loop, while loop, any loop. Here we are using for loop. This is, we had seen this with the tuple also. For I in D, and D is the structure that we have created. Print I, comma. So because we have here key and value, so key will be printed using I control and value will be printed by D, that value, D key. C. And beautifully, because the print statement always has a new line character in between by default, so that is each item of the dictionary is printed one after another in a tabular format. Let's start with one program. Just have one program here. For example, a dictionary, just create class 11th, for example. Okay, that is dict function we are using for an empty dictionary. And in int input, here we'll be asking user how many items you want in that dictionary. I am not calling it element. In tuple and list we call it element, but here we call it items in case of dictionary. Okay, and each item is a combination of key value that you can separate also later on. We will show you the function for that. So here enter number of sections, or number of section are actually how many keys you want in this. So we are providing with section and the subject in that section. So this way we are somehow creating a dictionary. I1 for the control, while I is less than equal to n, the number of time it has to iterate, we are telling. A is input, A equal to input, enter section. So key is section and the value is the subject. So if user gives the section, will get the subject. Input, enter the stream or the subject, stream name. Now how to associate them? We have the structure empty class 11. Now we will use square bracket and inside this mention the key equal to B. This is the most important part. Here we are actually making it a dictionary then. Class 11th A and B. Now I plus equal to 1 because the control has to be updated, and then print class 11th. Or if you want to properly print it in a format also you can do. So let's try that. Print class, little space, section, then again a tab space, and what else we have here? That is the stream. So this is going to be the heading, and associated to that heading we will be displaying the records or the dictionary key values. For this is traversing a dictionary, means accessing each element of dictionary using for loop. For I in class 11th means directly we are putting control to the dictionary. Print class, here we are storing all the information for class 11th only. So 11th, then the section entered by user, and I is the key, class 11th within bracket I. This is the value. Now just try and execute this. Save first before you execute your program. In terminal, now it's asking to enter the number of sections. 4 we have giving. Enter sections. So first section A, and the subject stream that we are providing over there is biology. Then because this is going to iterate 4 times, asking for the second subject, so the second subject section we are giving B, and accordingly we are giving the stream, that is math science. The next is C, third, with let's say computer science. And the last one, that is D for commerce. Okay, now when you press enter, this is all the data stored, and as the print statement is given, see here properly all the things are printed in a tabular format. So this is all about this way. This is taken another dictionary, that is one as Monday to Tuesday. So these are the items here. We are now checking out how we can append the values in a dictionary. So what you can do is, as you can see, there are 4 items. We can add one more, that is D1 5. The fifth element is equal to Friday. This way very easily you can add up anytime, because your dictionary is a mutable data structure. Print and you will see all the change here. Instead of 4 you will have 5 keys and 5 value pairs. Let's execute. See here. Similarly, the updating of dictionary is also possible. So let's have one more dictionary with 2 items in that, and we will try to update the first one using the second one. That means we'll add all the content of the second into first. D2, 6 as Saturday, and 7 as Sunday. So 2 more items we will include. Seven colon in quotes Sunday. Now update. So the update function, you can use D1 dot update within bracket or parenthesis, pass on the next second dictionary that you want to add to, that is D2. Now print D1. We'll find the content of D1 and D2 both stored in D1. Control S and then execute. See here. So Saturday, Sunday, both two included into that. The next is how you can remove an item in from. So there are 2 functions here also that you can use. Either you can use a del or you can use pop. Let's check with del first. Del or pop, any you can use. Delete function. Delete. As we know, we don't put a dot for delete. Delete D1, and in which particular key you want to delete, you can tell here, specify. So we want to delete D1 3, that is key pair, that is 3, the key that is 3. So complete item will be deleted. Similarly, if you are using a pop, D1.pop 4. Here also we are providing with the key. Now you will see in your result, print D1 3 and 4 key will be deleted. Only you are going to find the 1, 2 and then 5, 6 like this. Now next, some common dictionary functions and methods. For example, length, so length of the dictionary. Then d.clear, d.clear is going to clear all the content which we are not executing right now. d.clear. Then d.get. Get to means we are actually trying to find whether this 2 is there or not, or if it is not there, then by default not present will be printed. Okay, though we have here 2 as Tuesday, or otherwise not present will be printed. So this is what is coming is the length 4, then print statement with get. This is going to print Tuesday or the complete key value. Here it is 20, sorry, 2 is 20. Now next, how you there are a few more functions that with this you can find the items in the dictionary, or the keys you can extract. You can extract a list of values also. So all these functions we will practice now. Print d.items. Check in the terminal. This will give you the output, and similarly this way this items is going to give you all the items. Then if you want, you can have a list of all the keys that you have defined there in the dictionary, that is D. Check in the terminal. The output will show you the working of d.items and d.keys. So here all the items are there. So this is again a method you can say of displaying. These are the items, key and value, in form of tuples. They are there. How can I say they are tuples? Because they are enclosed in small bracket. And your keys are listed. That means they are in form of list. That's why they are in square brackets. Similarly, the values, list of all the values, can also be separately extracted from the dictionary by writing d.values. Check here, only the values list, only the keys list, or if you want, then list of items. Now let's check this complete program. This program here we will use while loop, and within while loop we will ask user 3 inputs, that is roll number, name and marks. Using roll numbers as key, we will store the record of name and marks in the value list. Okay, so key value pair we will try here in runtime to form. For this we need the data structure to be defined. We are defining it in name of school using function dict. Then I we are taking to iterate inside the loop. N is going to be the number of entries we want. While I is less than equal to n, the program will repeat, or the process of input and storing in the dictionary, setting the keys and values in the dictionary will repeat. First this will ask to enter the roll number, then enter name and enter marks. So 3 entries will be taken. Then we are forming a tuple of name and marks, because this name and marks we will use as values and roll number we will use as key. So what will be the format to store it? These inputs inside school roll number equal to B, I plus 1. Then to display we will write school.keys, extract first the list of keys. Using the list of keys we will display the element. For I in L, print school I. See in the terminal the program. Enter the number of entries, 3 suppose. Ask for roll number, name and marks. Here also roll number 2, name and marks. Roll number 3, name and marks. So this way we are providing with the entries. When you press enter, automatically the data will be stored in a format of dictionary, because we have already written like that. So these were all the functions, methods, and the details for how you can define, declare a dictionary, how data is stored, how you can access the data and traverse. Thank you.